left hand up. Who are we? A 500 team. Eagles win in OT, 34-31 in a nail-biting game. For some reason, the Philadelphia Eagles continue to find ways to win.
The funniest is in the
You are now tuned in.
He's the funniest in the world.
To the hottest podcast with your host, Big Hot.
Look, thanks for watching. This video is proudly sponsored by Diamond Sound Production. For all your video editing needs, visit www.diamond/sound/production.com. Don't forget to check out our merchandise shop on the website and grab your fire t-shirt today. So look, man, let's talk about the good before we get into the bad. The first thing I want to talk about is the Eagles reach a 4-0 start for the second straight season. That's major, man. This team just find ways to win. Jalen is a winner. When we need a score, Jalen turns it up. And that's what we're looking for, from our expensive quarterback, as y'all say. Jalen had a great game today, man. Jalen was the X factor. Along, with saying that, Jalen Hurts was 25 of 37 with 319 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's major work, man. All we worried about right now is going 1-0 every week. That's the goal. We have achieved that for 4 straight weeks. It's hard to win in the NFL. I want y'all to understand that. Every win is not going to be a pretty win. Some wins are going to be ugly. And this was one of those games. It was heart-throbbing. It actually was an exciting game. We actually need to put a little bit of respect on the Washington Commanders and Sam Howell. The offensive coordinator over there, Eric Bieniemy, is a problem. His offense works. I don't want to forget about that. I don't want to leave those guys out. Those guys played a really good game. They are an over 500 team, and that's for a reason. They have a really good defense. The defensive line is good. They did stop the run for the most part, not completely. We did have 100 yards combined, with our running backs and Jalen Hurts as well. But that defense did shut the running game down more so than the last few weeks. So we got to talk about that as well, man. Also, AJ Brown. We got to talk about AJ, man, because he was on one today. He was on one. 9 receptions, 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. Of course, when you have a monster game like that and you wear your neon cleats, I don't know if it was a monster game or the neon cleats, but they gave him a drug test after the game because he's a monster. For the second straight week in a row, AJ Brown had over 100 yards. So he is back. He wasn't prominent in those first couple games, but the last 2 games, AJ Brown is back. And they got to keep trying to give him drug tests and figure out why he's so good. The reason why is just that. He's just that good. And I need y'all to understand that. AJ Brown is the best receiver in the NFC East. And if I look at the stats, maybe even more. But for right now, AJ Brown is the number 1 receiver in the NFC East. He's better than CeeDee Lamb. He's better than Scary Terry. We ain't even about to discuss these Giants receivers because they ain't nothing. AJ Brown is the best. Another thing I want to get into, another good thing I want to get into, man, because I've been talking about this player. He didn't even start on the 53-man roster. He ended up on the practice squad, after the first game, I think, which I didn't really understand why that was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really understand that. So Nicholas Morrow, man, he had 10 tackles, 1 assisted, and 3 sacks. Nicholas Morrow has been a man on a mission. He's been one of those guys that is one of the reasons why we have been winning. But 3 sacks at the linebacker position is crazy. I think last week he had a safety. Nicholas Morrow is serious, man. The 2 linebackers is serious. You know what I'm saying? They really have been playing way better than what I would have thought. You know, so I'm real excited, super excited about the play there. I'm also thinking, what are we gonna do when Dean is 100% ready to go? What are we gonna do? Because we have 2 linebackers right now that's playing lights out. But let's get back to his stats, man, because they were major. Like I said, 10 tackles, 1 assisted, 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, and he hit the quarterback 3 times. Those are some of the things that we got to be excited about, because linebacker was one of the positions coming into the season, that we all had questions about. It was a big question mark. And those guys are the least of my concerns right now on defense. To me, it seemed like we need to do something about a cornerback, maybe a nickel, because that was one of our weak points today, man. Josh Jobe did not play well. He did not play well. They were targeting Jobe. They was targeting him successfully. The middle of the field, is still a question, and I think that's more so the safety, with Sidney Brown being hurt. What are we gonna do there? Because to be honest, man, Edmonds is not it, in my opinion. I think that he's a decent tackler, but when it comes to covering, I think that's one of his weak points. That's one of his weaknesses. He cannot cover, man. In the middle of that field is open. A lot of times, he's out of position. So I just don't know if he's the guy. I don't know that. So I really think that we need to try to do something about, maybe bringing in another safety. We've been talking about Buda Baker for a long time. There's also been a lot of chatter about Jeremy Chin. Those guys over there in Carolina are 0-4, I think, or something like that. Maybe 1-3, but they ain't been doing nothing. You're wasting all that talent over there. So I really feel like we need to make a move for a safety, or we need to make a move for some type of corner, or maybe we can bring Eli Ricks in, to see if he can fill that void at the cornerback spot. Because we were getting beat like a drum. Sam Howell was dicing us all game. And we're not going to make it through a lot of these teams, that are a lot better than the Commanders, later on in the season. So let's real quick, man, let's talk about something else that's good. And this is probably the player of the game right here. He should probably be named the player of the game. It'll probably be him or Jalen. But if I had to pick a person as player of the game this week, it's going to be Jake Elliott, a.k.a. Jake the Snake, a.k.a. Jake the Mate, a.k.a. Chicken Little. 4 for 4 today. 14 total points scored and a 54-yard game-winning field goal in OT. That's major, bro. He is one of the best kickers in the league, man. Like he's been a man on a mission this year, and we owe so much to Jake Elliott, man. Like we have been winning and by the blessing in his legs. That's how we've been winning this year. Because he's been just kicking and kicking and kicking, bro. And we need that. He's been a sure thing through this season. So shout out to Jake Elliott, man. One of the best kickers in the league. The reason why we 4-0, he's been definitely playing his part, and I'm so excited to have him as a kicker on this team, man. It's amazing. It's amazing. But now that we got the good out the way, man, and you know, that had to be discussed, but the bad need to be discussed as well. There was a lot of things that just don't sit well with me, you know, with this team. You know, my anxiety be through the roof while watching these games. I be feeling like my heart about to fall out my chest, you know, because like I told y'all before, man, I get real chesty, and when we not playing well, um, I'm not in a good mood. You know, I really think that we should have won by more than what we did, and that's been the case probably all season. We should have won by more because you know the red zone efficiency is extremely low. It's extremely low. You know, the only thing that's worse than the coaching today was the defense itself, and maybe the red zone offense. That was, oh my word, I don't even have a word for it, man. We have to change that up. We have to figure out how we score in the red zone and put these teams away early. That's what we got to do, man. We have to focus on that. I know a win is a win, and I appreciate the win, but yo, we have to figure out how to put these teams away because we put ourselves in position, and then we line up 10 yards. You know what I'm saying, off the receivers with 2 minutes left, and let them score and take us to overtime. Come on, man. The play calling was horrid. It was horrid. The play calling, in my opinion, is still questionable on both sides of the ball, especially in the red zone. Offensively, we gotta shake that up. We gotta shake that up. We've seen some good games from Sean Desai, and the games like today is the reason why it's still in question. It's still in question. You know, we have to put these players in the best position to be successful. We have to, or we're doing ourselves a disservice. You know what I mean? Like that last drive to go into overtime, like could have killed me. Because that type of stuff should not be happening. It shouldn't be happening. That was horrid. You know, like I said, man, we got torched all game. We gave up 290 yards through the air, if not more. I mean, through the air. Excuse me. Over 100 yards on the ground. The penalties, you know, have been a big thing for us. The pre-snap penalties. The officiating was horrible. It was horrible today. I mean, let's talk. That's bad as well. It seems like to me, man, you know, that they was trying to really hate on the tush push. You know, they called it offsides on the Eagles when the defense was damn near touching the ball. They also had they was like extremely close to Jason Kelsey's helmet. But y'all want to sit here and say that was offsides, man. So if they're saying basically, if you can't stop it, call a penalty on it. That's what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, he was touching the football. What are we talking about here? And then they want to ban that play so bad. And I've seen so many renditions of this play, you know, as I watch football throughout the day, and a lot of people was unsuccessful. So that lets you know that it's not a cheap play. We just have a great offensive line, and we have a really, really strong quarterback, you know? And Jalen kind of, before he jumps in there, he kind of looks and see where, you know, where the major push is. And today we also got to see the other rendition where he pulled it and he ran for the first down. He didn't just try to go through the pile. So, you know, I've been watching this play from many other teams and it hasn't been successful. And I don't understand why do y'all continue hating on that play just because we're so good at it. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But it's happening. You know, so, you know, those are the few things that I seen that was bad, you know, that, you know, I feel like we need to work on. You know, are we a good team? Yes. It seems like to me, when the offense has a good game, the defense kind of sputters and vice versa. You know, we need to be able to put these put this on both sides of the ball. We need to be able to win on both sides of the ball and put this together. We have to be able to do that. We have to. But look, man, let's really talk about what it is right now. 1A, as my dog would say. We got the win. We 4-0. It's only 2 teams in the NFL that's 4-0 right now, and they both in the NFC because Miami got beat up. They got dog walked today. They hung 70, and then Buffalo came in here and took care of business. So it's just the Eagles and the Niners. And the Niners look really well, man. A really polished team. They're playing really good football. And that's why they 4-0. And we 4-0 is because we are a good team, and we keep finding a way to win. That's just the facts. It's just the facts. But if you're still watching this, man, and you still tuned in, and you think this video helped you out, make sure you do me a favor, man. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, so you always up to date, man. Because I'm gonna keep bringing this work. It's gonna continue to come out, and we're gonna have videos out all week. I want to I want to say thank y'all to all the people who's been liking, who's been commenting, all the new subs I got. I appreciate y'all. Continue to put that work in for me. But for now, out of hope.